Have you ever thought about why you haven't achieved some of the things that you wish you would have achieved by now? And without pointing the finger anywhere other than yourself, this episode is titled Hey, No Way. And I'm bringing you this episode because there's no question that you have intentions. You want something better in life, yet you lack conviction to achieve those desired results. Today on The Sales Life, we're going to reinforce your intentions with action. You can check out today's video on YouTube. And if you like The Sales Life, consider subscribing to both the podcast and the YouTube channel. You're listening to The Sales Life, one of the top 5% podcasts in the world. And I'm your host, Marsh Buice. The Sales Life is for those who are either looking to move up or trying to get back up. Either way, you're going to have to use the life skills of selling. And there's 5 core skills that you have to develop. The first one's communication. And you got to communicate not only to yourself, but also to the world. What is it that you want? The second one's going to take curiosity. You got to ask questions and don't live in assumptive statements. The next one's creativity. When you lack resources, you got to be resourceful. And then there's confrontation. Probably the most important out of all the 5, because you're going to have to confront some things in your life, but in a productive way. And if you want to have more, do more, be more, then say no more. Let's roll out with today's episode. They say the road to hell is paved with intentions. Intentions alone, maybe. But the road to maximizing your potential is paved with intentions and actions. See, intentions has a couple of definitions. One of the definitions is it's an act or instance of determining mentally upon an action or result. And see, that's where most people stop. Mentally, they want the result, but they take no action. But here's the other definition, and the one I like best. Intentions is a purpose or an attitude toward the effect of one's actions or conduct. Effect with an E. What's effect? Effect is it's the power of one's actions toward an end result. So let me read it to you again. The definition that I like of intentions, it's a purpose or an attitude toward the effect, the power of one's actions or conduct. See, an attitude is the influence, right? So when I have the attitude, the influence, I have influence over my action to get the desired result. Actions must align with intentions. I mean, think about it. Most people have the intention to lose weight, but their actions say otherwise. This is where they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But if you won't change, you're going to have to go through hell to get the desired result. But you'll get it with intentions aligned with actions. For me to lose weight, the first 2 weeks was hell. I had to go through that hell because I had the intention of losing 40 pounds by the time I turned 40. 40 for 40 was my theme. And I had 7 months to do this. So it meant that I had to say no to every indulgence that I normally said yes to. I had to say no to the seafood platters. I had to say no to the appetizers. I had to say no to the beer. I had to say no to the Popeyes chicken. I had to say no to gumbo. I had to say no to all that. And the first 2 weeks, man, it was hard because everybody else seemed to be enjoying life. But I had to lose the weight. So I went through hell. But strangely, because my actions lined up with my intentions, my new identity began to take shape. And as I did it, all I had to do was reinforce that identity every day. When Matthew McConaughey heard that casting director Don Phillips was in town, he went there with the intention to let him know, I want the role. Now, this was a Matthew McConaughey that was an up and comer. He wasn't the Matthew McConaughey that you know today. And he said, there was no way I was about to go and have drinks with this man and not express my intention that I wanted the role. And it took 5 hours before the timing was there where he could let Don Phillips know, I want the role. Same thing when he was cast for John Grisham's book that was turned into a movie, A Time to Kill. Matthew McConaughey was cast in the movie, but he was not cast as the lead role. He was young. He was just starting to make a little name for himself. But when he talked to Joel Schumacher, the director, he expressed his intentions. I think I need to be the lead role. And he said, I knew before I even said it what Schumacher was going to say. Schumacher was going to say, no way. But Matthew McConaughey said, hey, anyway. Hey, I should be the lead role. And Schumacher said exactly what he thought he was going to say. No way. But things began to take shape on the other side of Matthew McConaughey's expressed intentions. So even though he was shot down and said, there's no way you're going to get this role, things happened beyond his control that you can't even explain. And Matthew McConaughey got the lead role. But what if he would have never expressed his intentions? He would have never got the shot because he wouldn't have been thought of. See, sometimes your intentions are the thing that make everything else bubble up. And these are when you're just so happen to come about in your life. You expect people to know what you want. It don't work that way. You got to let it be known. You got to say, hey, I want this. And even if it's a no way, you say, hey, anyway. And you act accordingly. Most people lack conviction with their intentions. But if you're convicted, well, that means that you're sentenced. And you got to do your time until you achieve the results. I've had salespeople tell me, hey, I want to be in management. And I'm like, for real? Why am I so surprised when they say that? Because their actions don't line up with their intentions. I heard what you said, but I've never seen it. So why would I even think that you were even interested? Name any 13-year-old who doesn't want to be a professional athlete. They all want to be pros. But if their actions don't make them best in the school, best in the state, best in the country, you'll never end up being one of the best in the world. Intentions, actions with conviction are everything. So there's a couple of things I want you to be mindful of. Number one, express your intentions. Let it be known. Don't pull your punch. And if you think it's stupid, if your tail is tucked in between your legs, then you lack conviction. Just put it out there. But putting it out there isn't enough, which leads me to my second point. When you express your intentions, take action. Even if you don't know how in the hell you're going to get there, lace up and head in that direction anyway. Because you'll pick up clarity, you'll strengthen your convictions, you'll be more knowledgeable, and develop connections along the way. I'm pulling for you. Let me know how your progress is going. Hey, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much for listening. This may be the end of the episode, but it's not the end of the road. To learn more on how to never settle and sell your way through life, head over to marshbuice.com. That's MARSHBUICE, like juice with a B in front. There you will find thousands of free resources, from videos to blogs, and of course, many podcast episodes. If you like the Sales Life, consider subscribing to both the podcast and the YouTube channel. And if you love the Sales Life, head over to your favorite app or right there on the website and leave a rating or review. The stars show your appreciation, but your words in the review, that shows your support. A very special thank you to Mike, the car guy, for leaving this week's review. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the Sales Life.